Okay, welcome back to the Average Bros Podcast, episode 10. We made it double digits. Well, some of us did. Fortunately, neither David or Lewis could join us right now, but they will be back. How are you guys doing? How's your week been? Anything fun happen?
No, I think I've lost about 10 pounds in water weight because it's so damn hot.
It's
I was
a good
telling
week.
Darren earlier, today it got to 101 and it felt like 110.
That's crazy.
It's been
That's
like
too
that
hot.
all week.
Yeah, that's too hot. It's been like rainy but like cooler here, just humid.
Not
It's
so
just
bad.
been
It's super humid here.
yeah, we just been busy is all.
Yep, I feel you. Well,
But long weekend, so that's nice.
that
For
is
you,
nice.
Yes, for me.
I
What?
And
work Monday.
probably Bash too, I'm guessing.
Wait, you don't get a long weekend?
No, I get paid for Sunday and I work Monday.
That's
That's
so lame.
unfortunate. I mean, I don't
I'm not
know. You get
complaining. I'm
paid.
getting paid.
You still get the holiday pay.
Yeah,
It is
that's
what it is.
No, just give me the day.
so I work at a dealership and the entire sales floor and like the used cars department is all off Monday, but the shop's there Monday.
That's awful.
Whatever. I make more money.
Fair enough. Are you guys doing anything fun for 4th of July?
I'm either going to the mountains or I'm going to the beach. I'm not sure yet.
Just find a beach on the mountains.
Wait,
Because two of my friends rented a beach house, but another two friends, he has a huge farm in upstate New York. So
So you gotta pick your favorites.
I'd rather go to the farm, but
just come to Kansas. It's basically a farm.
Kansas is one giant
well,
farm.
it's a tree farm. It's not like a normal farm.
Oh no, we don't
Okay,
have any trees
never
here.
mind. We don't have those.
Yeah. He's got like 300 acres. It's almost like it's like a whole like half of not a mountain, but a whole hillside. He's got 300 acres. We just do whatever we want.
Are fireworks allowed where you're at? I'm gonna guess and say probably not.
They have like the real like crappy ones, like mortars and things like that are
Snakes and
illegal.
sparklers.
He can
But
have
the
them
thing
little
is,
poppy things you throw on the ground.
yeah, you have like little bottle rockets and whatnot, but the big things aren't allowed.
Wait,
But the
Bottle
but the
rockets are
thing,
illegal here.
bottle rockets are illegal here, bro.
Everything
What?
else is allowed.
Yeah, you can have basically anything except a bottle rocket here.
that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Kansas, dude.
But the thing is, when we go up to the farm, we cross over like the corner of Pennsylvania, and there's a huge warehouse, fireworks warehouse right there. So we always stop and stock up and then go.
Okay, that's actually awesome. That's pretty sweet. Darren, you got any big plans this weekend?
I am in a mud volleyball tournament Saturday.
Oh, mud volleyball?
Yeah.
You playing mud?
Well, it's a pit that has dirt and water in it.
Wait,
It's
that
not
actually is a
necessarily just
Midwestern thing,
mud.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's literally just like people get completely covered in mud.
Yeah, they dig two giant holes in the middle of town, put water in them, and then it makes a little bit of mud, and you're standing in like 6 inches of water playing volleyball.
See, the people where I live are so bougie, they would complain that it's going to ruin the grass.
They tear giant holes in the grass. They don't care. It's a small town too. It's a town of like 300 people,
And like
maybe
they probably use
400.
the same spot every year, and I mean,
Yep,
it's just
right
like
in
a
the middle of
fun
town,
thing.
right
That's
on Main
amazing.
Street. But it's called the Lewis Days. It's their like big city celebration deal. But it just so happens to fall like the day before the 4th, and we're doing our family fireworks, which the little kids don't like loud fireworks, so it's just going to be more of a trying to entertain them and drinking beer.
Homie said the little people. They are small
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
yeah.
My town usually has a big
Nephews.
fireworks display, but it's canceled this year. So
Because of COVID or what?
I'm guessing that's what it is, even though everything's lifted here.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
Lame.
we are planning on going to Oklahoma City and hopefully going to see some fireworks along the river, which would be pretty sweet.
Nice.
And if it works
You're gonna
out, might see David. But
Are you
I
still
messaged
trying to
him
do
and
the
he's like,
the
"Well, we're
thing?
actually going out of town,
Oh,
so
I
we'll
figured
see.
you were still
Hopefully it
going to
works
try and do
out,
the
but
surprise.
if it doesn't work out, we'll just have to go see him a different time." Darren, that means you.
All right, I mean, yeah, let's go.
There's not a ton to talk about this week. It was a dead week for the CDL. I don't know, Maddie. Were there any Halo tournaments this week?
No, there's the weekly
Yeah,
esports arena thing,
yeah.
which is the last one for a while.
I
But
saw some tweets about that, just like thanking Esports Arena for keeping
yeah,
stuff going.
they said they're coming back. They're just taking a break, I guess, probably until Infinite comes out.
I feel you. Well, they announced the groups for Stage 5 of the CDL, the last stage before Champs, and I actually looked at the schedule, and it does not say Stage 5 Major, so I don't know if Champs is the Major for Stage 5. It doesn't really seem very clear.
It no, it doesn't.
But I don't know. Have you guys looked at the groups
I
at
just
all?
looked at
It.
the
Group A, I
North.
feel like is so much tougher
I
than
was
B.
gonna say Group A
It's like
is gonna be a
ridiculously
gauntlet
hard. Yeah,
because it's what
Yeah.
top. Is it top 3 in each group start in the upper bracket? Correct.
I mean that's what I would guess. That
I'm
seems to
pretty
make
sure that's
sense.
what it is. Because if the
Yeah,
top 2 teams get a bye, next 2 are in upper bracket, bottom 3.
Wow, I
Fourth
pictured
place
LA
gets a
teams
bye in
being
the
higher
lower
than that.
bracket. I don't. This is gonna be.
yeah. Group A: FaZe, Optic, Subliners, Thieves, Paris, London.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
It's a
wouldn't have
crazy
put
group.
the Thieves in fourth place on that.
Where would you
I would
put
have
them?
probably would have had them a little lower. Just the way they were playing towards the end of the last series, I would have had them probably even a little lower than that.
well, it doesn't go by power rankings, does it? It probably goes by record.
I'm assuming it goes by record.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that makes more sense. Well, then I retract my previous statement.
uh,
yeah. And then
I
Group
just
B,
figured since FaZe was on top, that it went by like who's the best.
well,
But
I mean, they.
Group B
Optics above
is
subliners, so
Group B: Dallas, Toronto, Minnesota, Florida, Gorillas, and Seattle.
I mean,
yeah.
that's.
Ridiculous.
It's
That-
crazy how unbalanced that seems, but I just know that like Seattle's gonna beat Dallas or something, and it's gonna be like, wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
we have
I'm
Florida, which
curious.
is always hit or miss.
Yeah.
But
It's literally hit,
Minnesota,
and then the next week is miss with Florida.
yeah,
Yeah.
Minnesota seems to be rather than week to week like Florida, they're more stage to stage. So who knows what they're gonna do? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how well the Surge is going to do this home series or the stage 5 because when they started LAN, for some reason the first 2 matchups they just started clapping people. I don't know if LAN made that big of a difference or if they figured something out. But I'm curious to see how well they're going to do.
It'll definitely be interesting to see if they could get a little momentum. I just feel like for sure for Seattle and London, I just kind of feel like it's too late. I mean, I don't know that they're playing for anything at this point because I don't think that there's a realistic
Eddie.
possibility they even make champs.
Unless they go all out, straight up clap every single
I mean,
matchup they have.
if they went 5-0, they probably would make champs, but that's not gonna happen.
It's going to be a grind for sure.
Uh, we'll have to make sure to make our picks for the upcoming homestand. Do we know whose homestand it is?
New York.
New York.
It's New York, yeah.
Okay. So hold on. Has every team had one homestand?
Nah,
I don't remember
I'm assuming so
exactly
because
how
I
that
know
works.
New York has had one in the past, so I'm guessing they
Yeah.
do.
I couldn't remember
Minnesota's
if.
next,
Yeah.
and then Seattle's the last one.
So yeah, that'll be. Oh, New York isn't. Okay, never mind. They don't have one this weekend. It's next weekend,
Yeah, it's
the
the
8th
eighth.
through the 11th. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any good matchups? Thieves Subliners is
Uh,
decent looking.
Florida versus Seattle probably pretty good.
New
honestly, I
York
think
versus
that one's
Optic to
really
end
good
it
too.
will be good too.
Yeah.
But we can definitely like kind of dive more into that next week if we want to. I didn't. I thought it was coming up this weekend. I don't know why.
Yeah,
So they have like
honestly,
a 2 week break.
just glancing at it, it just looks like Florida and Seattle and Optic New York will be the most interesting.
Yeah. But those are
Yeah.
the ones that surprise us the most. Who knows? Maybe
Yep.
there's gonna be some really good matches. Uh, It is Scump's birthday today, so in case he hears this, happy birthday.
Yo, happy birthday, Scott.
I heard he's a big fan of the
Yeah,
podcast.
big
Yeah.
fan.
He might be. You don't know.
I guess we can jump into a little bit of Halo Infinite stuff. I feel like we kind of already knew this,
Mhm.
but Unisheck came out and said that the flights. Let's see. His tweet says, "Halo Infinite multiplayer technical preview details will be made known ahead of time. It will not be a surprise. You will need to be a registered Halo insider. The exact timing is dictated by development realities. That said, once we have a firm date locked in, we'll let you know." Which,
I just have to say something about this because he's responding to someone who said, "When are the infinite flights happening?"
yes,
Are people so either naive or dumb that they think if they keep tweeting at them, they'll announce them?
yes, people are that dumb.
I can't stand like social media. I think is like one of the greatest things on earth, but it's one of the things that pisses me off the most because I'm like, people are just so stupid. No one thinks like, is this worth putting out into the world? You know,
So yeah, it's the
they just
best thing
hit
in the
tweet.
world, but not everyone necessarily needs to voice their thoughts
Yeah.
on it. Which
Or
I
people
mean,
just it's a little rant, but people will be
I feel you.
just say something and it's like, do you honestly think anyone cares about that?
It's like the people that
Like,
tweet at like athletes, or like the people that tweet at COD players after they lose a round 11, telling them like they
mm,
suck and they need to retire. Like what do you get from that? Uh,
yeah.
Actually, there's a podcast I listen to. It's called Bustin' with the Boys. It's a
Oh yeah,
couple
I
NFL
know them.
players, and so it's Will Compton and Taylor Lewan, and Taylor Lewan was gone 2 weeks ago, I believe, and so they brought in another couple guys, um, just to like kind of hang out, and they didn't really have a guest or anything. It was just they're just hanging out, and they actually somebody tweeted at Will Compton and said something about like get in the gym. This is why you're not on an NFL roster right now. And so he DM'd that guy and said, "Hey, would you like to come on the podcast? Like, can we call you and have you on the podcast?" And the guy did it. So he talked to an internet troll on the phone, and his one of his former teammates, can't remember what his name is. I think he plays linebacker or safety for the Titans. He he was on there, and as soon as that guy started talking, he just like went off on him, and it kind of ruined
Mm.
it. I feel like because that guy instantly just like wouldn't say anything, but it was just funny because Will Compton was just like what do you get from this? Like why do you do this? Like what's the point of tweeting this? The guy's like, I just wanted attention, and I got it. I'm on the
That's it.
bus,
Yeah, that's
and
exactly what it is.
and they're just like, huh, you kind of did get us, honestly. Uh,
Yeah,
but it's just
they're
like
hoping that the person will see that tweet and respond to it, and then they're like, "Oh, he noticed me."
people are just like wired different, bro. Like what? I don't
People
know.
are
People
morons.
People
people
are
thrive
dumb.
off pissing people off.
uh, Back to the flight stuff. Does that worry you that they don't have a date?
No,
Doesn't worry you at all?
because in the past, flights haven't been like announced months ahead of time, with MCC. So I'm sure they're probably just going to treat it the same way.
I feel you. I just
They're gonna tell us, hey, the flight's gonna be released this date. So you can, the insider thing. They're gonna keep pushing that to sign up for it, and they're gonna probably try and give us a date on when invitations are gonna start going out.
so I don't know. For me, we're around 5 months out. If it releases in December, as everyone thinks, we're 5 months out. The game's been delayed a whole year. You would like to think they'd be a little further along to the point where they could have multiple flights. I don't know. It
I mean, they
just
still could. Flights usually
they
last
can.
like a week.
This is true. I don't know because I also don't think you want your flights to be the month before the game releases.
Oh no, neither do I.
So
But
that's why it just kind of worries me.
the only thing I just keep thinking about too is how they keep talking. The whole thing was changes in the past take forever to make because they're using older, like software technology.
Yeah.
Now they keep saying that there's this new slip space engine that they created, and they'll be able to make changes, much faster.
Okay, that's a good
So
point.
I'm just banking on like, okay, they can do that. So if they, because the whole point too is people will get into the flight and then they'll say, oh, this is broken, but they don't do it the proper way. So 343 doesn't, they don't read every tweet they get. Otherwise, that'd be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's why they keep saying submit it to the support website, and they actually sit there and read those. So if people can say the game's broken if they don't report it properly.
Then they won't
The
notice.
bug might still exist when the game comes out,
Okay.
unless it's like overwhelmingly popular bug.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. Have you guys both registered for the flights or the
oh yeah,
insider program?
I've gotten into a bunch of them.
I'll be honest, I don't even know how to do that.
We'll link it to you. Remind me after we're
Okay.
done. I'll send you the link.
I'll try and remember to remind you.
Yeah. I mean yeah. So I don't know, Maddie. What you said actually like makes me feel a lot better about that. I don't know.
I'm not worried about it. I'll only be worried if they delay it again.
Oh, if it's delayed again, it's
That's
too
the only
much.
thing. I'm not worried about dates. I'm not worried about flights.
Just want
You
the
know,
game to come out on
like
time and be good.
today, I retweeted, John's tweet, the tweet you just read.
Yeah.
And someone immediately responded to my retweet and said, "Hey John, would you say to the people who are thinking you're running out of time to do everything you say you're going to make, or what would you say to those people?" It's like, one, that doesn't validate a response. It's just a dumb tweet. Two, and then it's like, what do you think he's going to say to that? He's not going to answer. He's not going to
Yeah.
respond to you.
Yeah.
And then someone responded to him, going the other way, and he said they still haven't announced which device will be using competitive or the roadmap for the next HCS season. And it's like, it's not about esports. Like, the game is not
Yeah.
esports.
I think that's something.
There's a much bigger crowd than the esports crowd with Halo.
That's definitely something
Esports is
I
a
have to keep
tiny
remembering.
section of it. Yeah,
But
people think it's huge because we surround ourselves with people involved with Halo esports, but it's a very small group compared to the larger picture of people that play Halo, and everyone forgets that. So the game can come out. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get HCS stuff until January, until the new year.
well, we'll get something because they said they got the first event for this year.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's true.
But
I forgot about
so we'll
that.
get
So they better
something.
come out with something, yeah.
But
But my whole thing is like, stop worrying. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
so speaking of esports, we did get a little bit. Maddie, before we started this, I was going to read it, and you said you can sum it up in 2 sentences. Would you like to do that now?
Okay. HCS is doing a team partnership program where teams can apply to be partnered, and if they are accepted, they'll receive in-game content, basically skins or coatings, whatever you want to call them, and they'll be compensated for their flights and travel and all that stuff to tournaments that they play in. And then number 2 would be that skins are going to be available day 1.
Second sentence was way shorter than the first one.
There's a few commas if I wrote it out.
Honestly, the second
Might be
sentence
a
was
little bit
better
of a
to me than
run-on,
the first. I cared more about
but
the second sentence.
that was basically what the blog was. There's a whole section,
It
team
was.
partnership program, and that's what it is.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, 3 sentences. They have a group of North American and European teams already in the partnership program, but they can't say who they are yet.
Yep.
So that's exciting. I'm excited that there's European teams already in.
I am too. That's actually good.
I'm hoping to hear maybe some Australian teams can get in there.
I say it does say in parentheses more regions to come online later.
Yeah, Latin America, you got to have them. They've come real far in this, I guess, off season, if you want to say.
initially when I first read through this real quick, I was kind of like, huh, this is really disappointing. But like the more that I've read into it, I think it's gonna be good. One thing it
I suggest everyone
says,
read it.
uh,
I gave you the meat and potatoes,
yeah,
but there's more details.
yeah. One thing I like is that partner teams will also have an opportunity to include their own sponsors, as long as they don't conflict with HCS sponsors directly into the broadcasts.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's
piqued my
big.
interest. But does that mean like I don't know, what Jack in the Box, right? That's an NV.
Yeah,
Does that mean we'll see a Jack in the Box commercial during
I'm
a
sure,
broadcast?
which would be great because honestly, watching the CDL, I'm so tired of watching Blizzard commercials. Like I don't care
Or
about Hearthstone.
does it mean like the NV skin will have their sponsors on the skin?
Bro, let me run around with the Jack in the Box guy for my helmet. That'd be great. No, I feel.
You know, maybe
I know what you're
will
saying.
be something like almost like your Spartans wearing like a team jersey, almost,
That would be.
type of
That
thing.
would actually be so cool.
Not not exactly like a T-shirt, but
Yeah.
it'll
No,
look like a jersey
it's
with
on
the
over the armor.
yeah,
It's all like
and it's,
bulky and pointing out stuff.
yeah, it's one size too big.
no, if they made team skins similar to what they do in Call of Duty, where it's, I mean, I guess in Call of Duty they're wearing like jerseys, like
I hate the
paintball
Call of
They're
almost.
Duty
wearing
skins.
wearing
Yeah,
But just being
hoodies.
able to incorporate, like, make it look like a team uniform of some kind, would be cool. Like if your Spartan had, you know, like a full, not just like here's the logo on it, here you go. I think that would be cool. Um, let's see. Yeah, they said they're not going to announce any teams. Tashi said it'd be
which
pretty lame if we just listed out all the teams in a blog like this, which I appreciate.
yeah,
I love when teams make like announcement videos. Like good
Yeah, there's
announcement
got to
not
be
videos
some.
exactly.
are awesome.
There's got
Imagine
to be some
you make
flair
a
to it.
Yeah, imagine you make a blog talking about how you're working together with teams to, do whatever, and then at the end you just spoil
You just
all the
like throw
orgs
out
that
all
are
the
getting.
teams, and they're just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
So many orgs would be so pissed off because they've been working at like this big reveal on their team.
It does say at the bottom here. I know we've talked about pro players and pro teams almost exclusively, but rest assured, Halo Infinite esports is an open format and ecosystem. These partnered teams will need to earn every HCS point they get, and we will have ways for amateur players to rise in the ranks and compete against the top pro teams on a regular basis, and live events will be open.
Yeah.
I like
I mean
that.
that's
Halo, but
yeah. I mean it's not new.
Ready for an event.
Yeah. They mentioned that he's mentioned in the past that it's going to stick to open because people mentioned, like, he even mentions the franchise system, but I don't think Halo is in any spot to start demanding money from orgs
no.
for a franchise.
I mean, I don't think Call of Duty was necessarily in a good spot to do it, but they did. No, I am glad though that it's gonna be open. I mean, I don't know. I did definitely want to hear more, but that'll come. We'll get more news soon, hopefully.
Have to be patient. It's hard to be patient when the game's already been delayed.
A
But
year.
yeah,
I was patient
we have
last
to be
year,
patient.
and everybody be sitting at
Patience
home with
gone.
nothing to do because of COVID.
Yeah,
Imagine if we
now we
had
play
Halo Infinite to
Crunker.
play.
We resorted to playing Crunker.
Bro, Crunker's kind of lit though.
Oh, I know there's something that popped up that is kind of important.
What's that?
Where is it? Phil Spencer was on a podcast. What's it called? I forget. He was on a podcast.
I think I know what you're talking about
and,
now.
Yeah, and he mentioned how they still don't. They asked him about a date, and he said they're deciding like which week to release it. Like they haven't picked a date yet, but they're within like weeks of getting an exact date. So
Means it could come out in November still. There's a chance.
right, I get like because my whole thing is I guarantee they're like, damn, we really want to release it at the anniversary of Halo, which would be the 15th. But that's only 1 week after Forza comes out, so they don't want to release it right next to Forza
To
and
compete
then
with it, yeah.
Compete with their own
exactly.
title.
So that's probably what they're fighting with because they want to get out as early as possible. Probably, but my guess is they want to do before Thanksgiving. But Forza is right there, and that's what's confusing.
Didn't they say at E3 that it was coming out just holidays
Yes.
of 2021? Okay,
Yeah.
so that basically is somewhere in November in my
Well,
mind.
that's a usually, yeah. Usually it's before Thanksgiving because you get in for the Black Friday sales and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
so
the
then all
only
those
problem is Forza is
yeah,
like right there.
yeah.
I was
You don't
trying
wanna
to
share a same drop day.
find another tweet I saw, and I think it was Phil Spencer. Might have even been from the same conversation. I thought this was what we were going to talk about, but basically he came out and he said, "Infinite will not make or break Halo. Like it won't make or break the game. It's going to keep going." I found that kind of interesting. I don't know why you would have to say that. I guess.
I mean, it's probably taken, you know, from a much larger
Yeah.
sentence or answer that he was giving.
Yeah. Definitely could be.
But that's interesting. That means if Infinite is a flop, they'll still make another one.
We're still going. It's like the knight from Monty Python.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Let's see. I was trying to find that tweet, but what else? Kind of Halo news.
It might have been from this. It might have been from the same podcast, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Phil Spencer said Halo Infinite will not make or break the franchise, and that Halo will be here 10 years from now, regardless of how it's received. That's just the headline, obviously, but I mean, I guess I'm.
That's good to know.
It's good to
I mean,
know
it's
that
good to know
they're
they're not
going
going to give up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somewhat Halo news. Former Halo player, but Baby J joined the FaZe Valorant roster, which I thought was pretty
congratulations.
cool. Because
He was trying to get into CS:GO for a while.
Mm-hmm. And then as soon as that initial beta or whatever for Valorant launched, he jumped on that and
yeah. Well, he was on the 343 Pro team.
Yeah,
and he
was.
left that
He left
to pursue being a pro,
Counter-Strike
and
or
he
Valorant.
got on FaZe of all orgs. So now they have Baby J and Baby Bay on the same
Wait,
team.
is that actually the guy's name?
Yeah, he was an
Baby
ex Overwatch player. His name's Baby Bay.
That's amazing. I found the article about that comment that Phil Spencer made. And he said, "I don't know if this is what you want me to say or not, like when I think about the community, but I'm just being honest. I don't think about it that way, like the future of the franchise. Halo will be here 10 years from now. Is Infinite the linchpin on whether it survives that long? Absolutely not. The game has such a rabid fan base and such a history and lore that it's just an IP that's going to be with us. We don't take that for granted, but I definitely believe in my core that it is true."
Because in a way too, it also like goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, say the multiplayer sucks, you still have all the people who love campaign.
Yes, they're gonna say this is the greatest game ever.
Yeah,
I mean, Halo 4
especially
campaign
when
was so good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
yeah,
the
and
crap out of it.
multiplayer
Everyone,
sucked.
yeah. People talk crap on that game all the time, but if you string all the campaigns together, there isn't a bad one. I loved all of them.
5 sucks.
5's wasn't great.
I like 5.
I
liked it.
I enjoyed parts of it.
I think it's only 4 missions you play as Master Chief.
True.
I just
come on.
It's less about Master Chief and more about not Master Chief.
The whole Chief versus Locke never really happened like I thought it would.
Yeah.
But also because the marketing for it was terrible. It was completely misleading. It made you look like the 2 of them were going to fight and one of them was going to lose.
Yeah.
Which you assume would be Locke. And then you play the game and they don't even punch each other. Throw punches.
There's
hey,
one...
I've come to get you.
Yeah.
We got to go.
I think there's one part where there's a fight of some kind and that's it.
It was
it
could have been much better, and they know that it wasn't good. That was one of the things with Infinite. They had to go back and rewrite the story because 5 was so illy received.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that they said when the very first trailer came out for Infinite is that it's going to be a soft reboot. of the franchise, or a spiritual reboot.
Right, they're going with
They're just
they've been saying the art style is gonna
yeah,
pay more homage to the older Halos, which you can clearly see it does.
100%.
Yeah,
I think they've done it. They did a good job with that.
yeah, and the storyline is probably like you're saying, probably going to be more about just Master Chief.
Yeah,
And
I think the
not,
only character people want to play other than Chief is to play Arbiter again,
Oh yeah,
and I think that's the
yeah,
only one people will accept.
I want to play Halo 5 armor Arbiter though,
Mhm.
because that gold armor
Yeah,
was sweet. Uh,
yeah.
Going back to you were talking about Master Chief versus Locke, and I actually was reading a Reddit thread about uh, somebody said Noble 6 from Halo Reach is actually the better Spartan. Like he would be more dangerous than Master Chief based off of like
Because he was first.
no, he was a Spartan 3. Master Chief's a Spartan 2.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
they basically just because like his whole file is redacted and like uh basically I can't remember exactly the scale, but they give like a lethality scale, and Master Chief and him were the only ones that were like the same level. But then somebody pointed out like Spartan 2s were literally from like the age of 3 and 4, like
Right, they were
trained,
kidnapped when they were
augmented, like
they were literally bred and raised to be super
and
soldiers.
Spartan
yeah.
3s were made to go on like impossible missions. And so like and even somebody pointed out that even like Noble Team having the armor they did was like most Spartan 3s didn't get that. And then Locke himself, I believe, is a Spartan 4, correct? I
Yes,
know
because
Buck
the new
is.
one because even in I think I was watching the Hidden Xperia video. He was saying even in Infinite, they're Spartan 4s, but they have Gen 5 armor based off of the like what the woman says in the academy like portion.
When you say Gen 5, like Mark 5, like what Master Chief has in Halo 1? Or what?
No, it's the fifth generation of the Mark. Is it 5?
So like I know in like Halo Reach you could get like the original Master
Is
Chief
it-
helmet, which is what Caboose wore in Red vs. Blue, and that was like just the standard like Mark 5 helmet.
Let's see, Master Chief's armor.
Because I think in Reach
Halo.
they wear I think like Noble 6's default helmet is the Mark 4. I'm so nerdy for even like knowing this, but I
Do
wish
you
David
watch
was
an
here.
Xperia's channel? You would probably love it.
I've watched some. I'm subscribed. I don't always watch all of them. I wish David was here because he would like. I feel like he would know all this stuff.
So it's his armor is the Mark 6
In what game?
Infinite.
In Infinite. Okay.
Oh wait, I had a whole thing about this on. I don't
uh,
know. Carry on. I don't.
but yeah, basically, if Master Chief and Locke were to actually go like hand to hand, Master Chief would destroy him
Oh yeah, easily.
because Master Chief was a Spartan from the age of 4.
Yeah, Locke
Locke was a
is a
soldier.
soldier. Yeah.
Like I don't even think that like the size difference, the strength difference, everything is completely different. Like the
So
Spartan 4
Infinite is
program was like former soldiers. What are you saying?
Infinite. They're Spartan 4s with Mark 7 Gen 3 armor.
I don't know what the Gen 3 means, but we'll find out.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I kind of hope they bring.
He should do a video about that. He should do a video on who's the like a ranking system of all the Spartans we know of. Well, actually, we can't do that because there's millions with the books and everything.
Yeah.
But
Even in like
maybe
the
just
games though.
stick to the games. Yeah.
But now, like, okay, here's one thing. If you want to know the difference between a Spartan 2 and a Spartan 3, look at Noble Team because George is a Spartan 2. And look at how much bigger he is than everyone else.
Oh yeah, he's enormous.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He can just carry that turd around. I mean, like, look at, like, Kat. Like, she's tiny. I mean, that's the difference between a Spartan 2 and a Spartan 3.
Didn't Cat have like a robotic arm too?
Yeah. Like a prosthetic. Also, she
Yeah.
got taken down by one needle rifle. One needle rifle shot.
Well,
Weak.
'cause you can't think about it in the game. It's not the game.
Well, see, there was the big EMP blast probably that took everything out.
Like
Especially when they had no
when
shields.
we do when the series comes out, if there's Spartans, which I'm sure there will be in it, I'm sure they're not gonna just take a ton of needles, get shot up with a bunch of needlers and then just still stand there after they explode.
Wait, are you talking about the Showtime series?
Yeah,
I think there were some screenshots that leaked of that.
yeah. I didn't look at them because I don't want it ruined for me.
I kind of want to, but I don't know. Did you guys watch was it Forward Unto Dawn? Was
I
that what that had
never. I
last
think I
No.
game?
started it.
Um that was actually really cool and Master Chief is in that.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't watch all of it though.
What was the other one? Oh gosh. I can't remember what it was called, but
I
it was
can't remember it.
another.
There was an older one. Yeah.
Well, there was like a more recent one, um, and basically they were like, it was a mission on like a part of the destroyed Halo ring or like something orbiting around it.
Night. There's Forward Unto Dawn and
Oh,
Halo Nightfall.
Nightfall. Yes,
Yeah.
that was so good too. I'm actually really excited for this Halo live action stuff. It's supposed to be launching in
Yeah.
2022.
Although I think they just lost the showrunner again. Their second showrunner. I think
Yeah, I
he
did
just
see
quit.
that. Now, I think one of them said for the season 2.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. It says that it's been in the works since 2014, so that's not ideal. But they will part ways with Stephen Kane, the second of its former showrunners, when production on the series in Budapest wraps in a few weeks. Should the pricey drama starring Pablo Schreiber be renewed for a second season, a search for a new showrunner would begin.
We'll see. See how season 1 does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to love it just because it's live action Halo, and I'm literally the worst critic there is, but.
Sci-fi is so hard. In my opinion, it's so hard though because it could be so corny. At
Mm,
least for me, sci-fi, I'm very picky. If it's corny, I can't do it.
yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't know. It's like there's so much to like go off of. Like there's so much out there already as far as like content. Like they don't have to build anything; they just have to execute it.
Yeah,
You know what I
but the
mean?
other thing is too, you can't also just go into it thinking everybody knows Halo.
No, that's true. But kind of off topic, but on the same subject. Did you guys see Dave Bautista turn down Fast and the Furious because he wants to do Gears of War?
Yeah,
What do you think about that? I mean, I feel like he's like perfect, like
he's
for that
pushed
role.
he's pushed to be Batista for years,
Yeah, he's.
and he finally got it in the video game. But
Wait, he did? Oh, he did.
yeah, I think it's like it was like
Yeah, it was
last year, I think, right, or so 2
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. I remember that now. I don't know. I think I've tried playing Gears of War, never really got into it too much. I would watch a Gears of War movie with him in it.
I would see. Yeah, I played the first 3. They're
Played,
good. It's just not really.
I
I played number
watch
2, and that was it.
I watch the trash talk videos from
Oh yeah,
the
Trash Talk is
esports.
great.
Uh, I mean, I don't really have much else to talk about on this list. Is there anything you guys had or anything to bring up?
No, that's pretty much it.
Kind of a shorter episode this week, but stuff will be kicking back up here soon, and man, we're just gonna hopefully have live events back soon. I'm just ready. There's
Yeah.
been more and more. Obviously, like the CDL had their LAN, but
Yeah, and make sure if you want to get the information for the first HCS LAN, keep tweeting at them.
they'll for sure drop it. Like
Yeah, if
when
they
they
get
hit
enough people
5,000
tweeting at them, then
replies.
they'll announce it like,
Or
oh, yeah, we just have to
or
say
they'll
it because
block you.
Use the hashtag drop the info.
Get it trending. Come on, Twitter.
Bro, yeah.
And if you're listening, I'm being sarcastic.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully
Don't
the
do
people that
that.
listen to
It's
us
annoying.
aren't those kind of people. But if you are, thanks for listening.
Send us questions about anything.
Do that actually for next
Yeah.
week. Send us some questions. Leave them in the comments on YouTube. Tweet them at any of us or at the podcast Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I enjoy answering questions, and it just
Yeah.
like
You
I feel
need
like
dating
people will.
advice? Send it on Ask Away, You need life advice? I'm old. I could probably help you out.
Did we go over this already? I feel like you're not.
Probably.
Aren't you younger than me and Darren?
Me?
How old are you?
No,
I'm
David was the one that's younger
34.
than us. Yeah,
No,
he's
you're
older than
not.
us.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I feel like you're trolling me.
Okay. I'm not. I'm an old ass man. That's why I go to bed at 9:30.
All right, that actually makes sense
Me
now.
too, though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm an old man.
Gosh, no wonder you suck at Call of Duty. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Maddie, we need to play Call of Duty again, man.
These thumbs lock up, they just stop working.
We do actually need to get some games in sometime soon.
We need to play Titanfall.
We do need to play Titanfall. You brought that up. Titanfall 2 or 1?
Either one. I'm fine with.
Because I have 2.
I need to hook my Xbox back up to play that.
We definitely need to play Titanfall. That game is very fun. But yeah, thanks for listening and watching if that's what you're doing. And yeah, I mean, just leave some comments, leave some questions. We've gotten some feedback. I don't know if you guys check the YouTube or not, but shout out to High Tech Redneck because she's commented on almost all of our videos. Beth
is awesome.
She's great. So
yeah, she's awesome.
Lots of good feedback, and yeah, tweet us your questions, and we'll answer them to the best of our abilities. So thanks for listening.
Bye.